Yep.
Yeah, but I remember cracking back on you.
I'm making you a co-host too.
All right, I'll talk about that with you.
All right.
How are you? Good.
1 minute.
Okay, so did you tell him the lineup? Great.
What is it?
Nothing. You're first.
Okay.
So I'll introduce you powerfully. Then we'll do.
Okay.
Then we'll do Nikki. Then we'll do Joy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
How's that? You're
Can I ask you just one question? Why do you want to be an hour long? Okay, what's that? Let's go. Alex, come on. Thank you. It's a magic day in River City. We on?
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Come on, yeah. This is going to be a phenomenal day. Scott's and Juliet are out on the East Coast with a funeral. Denise is with a family function. We have got a lot of people not here. It's the beginning of the summer. And I want you to notice who isn't here. Because I want you to text them all and tell them to come to the training next time. Where is it? When's the next training? What are you doing? Looking around? Marianne?
I'm looking around.
When's the next training? Do we know?
We don't know yet.
Okay, good. Well, that's going to be a little hard to build to.
We'll vote on a date before it's over.
So we will vote on a date before it's over, but this is going to be fun. Okay, so my name's Tom Chenault. Most of you know me. Anybody here that's never heard me before speak? Well, where have you heard me? That does not count. What is your name? Come up here. All right, Sarah. Sarah, spell it. TE.
Why I'm going to Salt Lake to play in the dirt.
Why, you're gonna go to the, you're
My
gonna,
name. Hence my name.
Terra firma.
terra firma. You are talking to like a 7th grade dropout. So don't do this. This is called Stump the Chump. So tell me a story about you. Yeah, who are you? What's going on? Where do you live?
I live in Laramie.
Laramie, Wyoming. Good.
I drove down here this morning with Ronnie
Okay.
Johnson and Lucy Carter.
Okay, good. What else? Married?
In my heart, I am.
Okay, good. And children?
No, we were not blessed with children.
And what kind of kid? What kind of a job do you do for a living? And in that heart, I am thing completely took me 15 miles out of the And so here's the deal about anything in your head. When somebody says something like that, you have to ask them. Because otherwise it's going to be just running around in your subconscious and you're not going to be present to the rest of the conversation. So now we are in Laramie, Wyoming. Where do you work? What do you do?
I'm a contract bookkeeper, payroll specialist, and a professional network marketer.
You're kidding me? And how long have you been involved with network marketing?
Around a year.
A year. Just longevity or other things too? Just longevity. And how do you like it? You love it, network marketing? You love longevity?
I love
Right.
products.
Okay, good. You love the
I'm
products.
learning the network marketing.
And how are you learning it?
Well, I can say that on a trip from Sheridan, I listened to the these very interesting.
Good.
I've heard you.
Well, that's.
Laughed along with you.
I think that
Sometimes at you.
Here's what's so great about me. Let me tell you what's so great about me. I am so duplicatable. Because if I can do it, anybody can. That's what's so great about me. That's exactly right. So you get that, you get it all, because everybody is stuck in hip, slick, and cool. You know, and hip, slick, and cool is great when you're hip, slick, and cool, but most people aren't. So the name of the game is being your best you is gonna do it, Tara. And you lock in Tara to terra firma for me, I'll never forget your name. So you already got a little bit of uniqueness called you with your name and that little thing right there. So you're gonna go to the Mind Tour, actually in Salt Lake on the 20th. I'm going to that too. I'm not going on the Mind Tour. But the Mind Tour is a once in a lifetime deal. That is a once in a lifetime deal. And there's 2 reasons for it. Once you've done it again, you will never do it again. It is so fun, but it's so far, and you're on the bus, and all it's just unbelievable. It's almost undescribable, is what it is. Okay, so you're committed to learning this business so you can teach it. You want to be a professional network marketer.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to teach you that today. What is it you think that you might be missing in that whole adventure so far? How to enroll people, how to recruit people, how to follow up on people, how to actually enroll them, identify business builders. What's missing?
I think it's just maybe confidence
Okay, good.
to be able to speak
Yeah.
to people. Although I feel good that I have grown very much
Good.
in that with some people that I've been talking. And I actually, at ministry recently, not only did I say I was a bookkeeper and a payroll specialist, but I added, and I'm in network marketing.
Whoa! Another woman comes out of the closet.
I remember.
Awesome. Good. And let me ask you this. Have you ever interviewed are you familiar with the coffee shop interview or the way they're all doing this stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so do you like that? Do you find that quite easy to ask questions versus talk about yourself?
You have to.
Really? Have you ever interviewed a 7-figure earner before, like you're no? No.
No, I talk to people about, but they talk down on me.
Really?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, not with network marketing, definitely not.
Correct. So, because that's a little bit intimidating. Because it's scary, because they could, I mean.
Well, I just don't really know those.
Okay, so how are you going to know them if you, okay, I'll give you that. We're trying to think of how to help you here. I think you ought to interview me.
We're turning the tables?
We're turning the table, why not? I know your story.
I wasn't prepared for this.
I wasn't. I would love to.
What time
Anytime
would
you
you
want.
like?
Anytime you want. Here's my life. I never say no. What people don't understand about me, I dare you to catch me saying no to anything. I always say yes. Do you know that? Ask me why.
I wouldn't know.
Isn't that funny?
since
You're a
I don't know
spiritual
you,
woman.
So you.
But don't you think that's interesting?
That you never.
That I say
no?
never say no?
How are you able to do that? Explain that. I'm
Because I always say
intrigued with
yes. I know you are, that you're interested.
that.
He'll be right there.
I always take a marker with me. I want a dark one.
Do you always carry this board with you?
I always have the board with me. Or I always have the board with me, or a napkin, or a pen, or a crayon. Lots of times I'm in places that you might not frequent that much, like IHOP, where they have crayons for the kids and they're coloring. So I just write on the table or on the piece of paper they give us, and here's my life. That's my whole life. So here's what I know. That's all the stuff that I'd probably say no to. Here's all the stuff that I know I don't know. So I don't know anything about terra firma. So that's in this category here. And the rest of this world here is 100% God's job, right? So all the stuff that's shown up in my life here that I try to manipulate all the time, nothing ever works out. This thing here, it's even worse because I don't know jack about anything. Here is where Denise came in. Here's where longevity came in. Here's where network marketing came in. Here's where all the great things at the right time came in because God's in control of it. I'm sitting here manipulating this tiny little world here, and I've got this whole world right here if I will just close my resignation, cynicism, and despair and let God drive the bus. So I never say no.
I love
How do you like that? Yeah. Suddenly, you are looking very confused with me, sir.
No,
You're okay with that?
I am that.
Isn't that flabbergasting?
Yeah.
Think about your own life. All the great things that have happened in your life. They didn't show up because you're a manipulating man. They showed up because somehow God said, you know, I'm sick of this. It's amazing. If you'll just do that. Is that cool enough?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your coffee shop interview. She got something out of me.
Wait before we have.
Go ahead, you can go ahead and sit down. You did a great job. Give her a round of applause. But what you're trying to get into there is something that is so outside of the box. Because if you sat there, if we were in the restaurant, we're in the IHOP again, and I'm playing with the crayons, and you're looking at me like I'm a goofball, and you're going, how are you? And I'm going to go, fine. And I'm going to go, how are you? And you're going to go, fine. And you're going to say, I've never seen a 67-year-old man eat a pancake with the smiley face on it. And I'm going to say, I love those, and that's what I always have when I go here. And you're going to say, you are a very odd man. And then you're going to ask me about it. Then we're going to talk about the weather a little bit. But then you're going to dive deep, and you're going to get something like that. And you're going to remember that about me. And the next time you see me, because you're going to write that down, I'm going to show you that in a little while. Next time you're going to see me, you say, how's that world of no, they're not saying no working for you, Tom? And I'm going to feel like you remembered me. And then you're going to say something like, you know, I started trying that a little bit. And it really, really worked in my life, too, because I'm already doing all my ministry stuff up in Sheridan, Wyoming, and up in Laramie, Wyoming. And it kind of fits in because I'm just giving everything to God. So it really helped my life. Thanks, Tom. I'm going to say, yeah, let's have some more coffee and a pancake. So we're related. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be a great training because we got rid of all the dead weight. We don't have Scott. We don't have, we don't have Julia. So we don't have those token speakers anymore. We just have us misfits. And that's what's going to be so exciting. So I'm going to start with Marianne. Because I love her. She is an absolute machine. I told everybody that I called on the phone last night that I want to speak. I want your A game. I want what you're passionate about, even if it doesn't fit into longevity. I want to see your heart more than your head. That's what we're going to do. So come on up here, Marianne, and tell us what we're talking about. Give her a round of applause.
last night. That's true. Last night. So I started thinking about, because we just got back from the ANMP and several of us were there, and
You gotta explain the DNP.
the ANMP is the associate.
What time did I call you, Stephen D? 9:30 p.m., which was for this training today. Why did I do that? Because I didn't want to give them time to prepare. Preparing is overrated. Does that make sense to you? If you want, that's all Longevity University. That's all that stuff. This is real time. If I start getting a little bored, I'm gonna hit her with a water balloon.
So what? Okay, so the ANMP was just in Dallas. It's the Association for Network Marketing Professionals, right? That's what we are. So there were 81 speakers there, if you can imagine, and it was like just straight on TED Talks. I mean, just one great leader after another, after another, after another. But here's what was really interesting that was coming from the stage was all the same stuff, just said differently, just started with a different story, right? And what Tom is going to teach you later today was talked about from the stage by every single speaker. So I started thinking about my most favorite speaker. I saw him last year, and I loved him. And what I want to do is I'm going to share with you his video, thanks to Tom. He videoed this. And it's about 15 minutes, so just, relax, watch this. And I'm going to talk on the other side, because when I started thinking about the things that I wanted to share with you, that's what he was sharing, and he's sharing from his heart. And so what I want you to see is somebody who's top of the game. What he's telling you is the same thing I'm telling you, Joel's telling you, Stephen D. are telling you, Tom's telling you, Denise is telling you, Scott's telling you. It's all the same thing. All right? Are you guys ready?
No, we're not done. We're not even. Okay, so tell me about Matt Morris.
Oh my gosh, well,
Tell me about his background.
So Matt,
He was in the, you don't know, he was in the military. He was huge in the military. And then he was working for personal development, like he was going out of style. And somebody had the guts in a coffee shop to say, why are you working for a living? You should own your life and be gigantic. So what Matt Morris did was decided to step out of the corporate world and step into this and do the same thing he was doing in the corporate world for himself. So he just decided to be a rock star. So this guy is a 7-figure earner plus over and over and over again. And he is so poised and he is so professional. And he's got the tie on and he just looks, you've never seen anybody more structured. And I just want you guys to try to get that kind of structure and professionalism for yourself. So did I tee that up a little bit better for you?
that was perfect.
Thank you.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm
I'm going
helping
to
you.
share something about Matt that's not in the video after the video.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Yeah.
Loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
They're not doing anything, right? So I'm coming to meetings, I'm coming to trainings, and they're not doing anything. They're just there. So I'm like, all right, Bessie, come on, we got a meeting on Tuesday night. We're going to have a blind leader. He makes $300,000 a year. It's going to be awesome. You're going to fight for it. And Bessie's like, I'm like, all right, come on, Bessie. Now, she can fly. So she pops right back down. And I'm like, Bessie, what happened on Tuesday night? Where were you? Listen, you should train on Saturday. Come to the training. You're going to hear from the CEO of the company. He's going to be in town. He's built a huge team before. And Bessie's like, I'm like, all right, God, Bessie. You got the chicken flat? She flopped right back down. I'm running over to her. Bessie, what happened on Saturday? All right, listen, I'm believing you, Bessie. You can do this. I'm like, hey, let's meet tomorrow for lunch. I'll go through all my notes. So I meet with Bessie at lunch and I go through all my notes. So we have a meeting on Tuesday night and I'm fired her up and I'm like, hot mouth the leader. Tuesday comes around, it's not Bessie. Now, does she have any guesses? No, she flops back in. And the problem is, I got like 4 or 5, so I'm constantly like, what do you think happens when you constantly try to make chicken fly? You get chicken shit all over. some words of advice. It was like,
That's his
he
mentor.
taught me how to not make chickens fly. He taught me how to go find the eagles, but more importantly, he taught me how to become the eagle myself. And he said something that it's not, I don't think it's that profound, but it made such a massive impact on me. He said, you are who you say you are, until you prove otherwise. You're a leader when you decide to be. What? See, what I think this event is all about is about you making the decision that you're not going to be a chicken anymore, that you're not going to go try and make chickens fly anymore, that you're going to be an eagle, and you're going to attract eagles into your life. Because that's where the juice is. See, there's two types of math in network marketing. There's addition and multiplication. Addition is slow and painful. Multiplication is fast and fun. So the only way that you grow by multiplication is when you enroll other leaders. And what he told me, he said, if you enroll 30 fast, if you do it the right way, it'll turn into thousands. And I just decided to be coachable enough to follow his lead. And I said, you know what? If he says a duck can pull a truck, right? Whatever he tells me to do, I'm just going to do it. He said to read a book, I read a book. Okay? And so I just followed that lead. And here's the thing. I'll give you two things that made all the difference. Number one is I stopped tiptoeing around. Some of you have been involved in your company for months or years, and you've been tiptoeing. You've been trying to cook your water. You're tilting the water. Now, if you were trying to like walk into the ocean and it's really cold, you try to like ease your way into a pool, it hurts, doesn't it? It's the same thing in network marketing. So you get network marketing, you're like, oh, try it out. So you get your toes in, you're like, oh, it's good. Now, I'll give you another hint. As long as you use the word try is to not do. Try is when you have no certainty, no faith, no commitment. So you gotta eliminate that word, you gotta stop being a try baby. You get a little further, you get up your knees, gets into your thighs, and then this is like the worst part of security. And what happens is that it's so bad, you just get out of the pool. You never get to enjoy it because you were trying to tiptoe in. So stop tiptoeing in and go all in. See, that's what it makes difference. See, I decided for once I was going to stop being a chicken and only call people that I thought might actually enroll. I stopped calling people that were my level or below only. See, I was already at a pretty low level. Okay? So I said, you know what, I'm going to make a list of 300 people and I'm just going to call everyone, even if I think there's no chance they're going to enroll. Even if I think there's no chance. So I decided, you know what, the only way to do this is to go through a lot of rejection. See, to go from mediocrity to freedom, the only way to do that is through massive rejection. Lots and lots and lots of rejection. And so I started going through that, and I personally enrolled out 30 people in 1 month now. I've never done that since. I don't even know how I did it. It was just absolutely insane. I got obsessively focused for a period of my life, and it produced massive results. And if you look at what's happened over the last 9 years, over 1 million customers, $40 million earners on the team, 120 people in the top ranking company. It's an average of, pretty good. So, what's the secret? I have very little to do with it, I will tell you that. But if you look at the numbers, I have shown the business to about 1,200 people per person. I've been rejected by about 900 or so, and I've had about 300 that have said yes. 300 have turned into a. So here's the secret. What most people in network marketing do is they look for not even the 300, because out of the 300, guess what? Most of them have done nothing at all. I think I'm pretty good at this, but most of them, more than half, have done nothing. Most of them have quit. You know how many are actively doing anything now? Probably 40 out of the 300. And out of the 40, there's only about 8 or 9 that have built a big business. So most people are looking for the 8 or 9. constantly hunting for the 8 or 9. See, I realized I can't figure out who the 8 or 9 are. In many cases, a dud led me to a stud. Some cases it was the dud led me to a dud, led me to a dud, and led me to a stud. So I had to go through a lot of notes. So that was a big lesson for me. The other lesson was when he said, you're a leader when you decide to be. I saw him with prospects, and I saw the things that he started saying to people. I started seeing the level of certainty and commitment and conviction that he had in his soul, in his being, and it just came across, and people felt it. So I said, you know what, I don't feel that way, but I can at least say the things that he says. If you want to be confident, let me give you a tip. Start acting confident. Start saying the things that confident people say. You know, here's the great thing about leadership. You know, everyone thinks leadership is this elusive, mysterious thing. If you want to be a great leader, simply do the things that great leaders do. It's not that complicated. And so I would sit down with someone, and instead of being just taking an opportunity, going through the information, you enjoy it. You know, like I told you, we learn from pain more than we pleasure, right? I had an experience, and this is really what turned it for me. It was right before Wayne told me, you are who you say you are. Invited a handful of guests to a presentation. Had about 4 or 5. Got to be a good inviter. And the presentation's over, and one of the ladies that I invited, she comes up to me, she says, thank you, I'll get back to you. She leaves. And a couple minutes later, someone comes up to me and they said, hey, I just want you to know, the lady that you invited, I was sitting right behind her, and at the end of the presentation, she told the person sitting next to her that if she was going to enroll, she was going to do it with him, because the guy who brought her here, that invited her, doesn't know anything about the program. He seemed really clueless. I said, never again. Never again am I going to present myself as anything other than a leader. So what I started saying to people was, after a presentation, I would say the things that my mentor said, and he would say, listen, when you team up with me, I got to work with you. We lock arms together, and if you're coachable and teachable, I'll make you unstoppable. If you lock arms with me, I will not let you fail. Are you ready to get started? And people say, yes. That sounds so scary to say that. But I started saying those things and putting out my hand, and you know what? People started shaking my hand and they started joining. And instead of only recruiting followers, I started recruiting leaders. See, it was just stepping up. And here's the whole thing. There's got to become a point in your life where you make that decision, where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You get sick and tired of being average, sick and tired of living in mediocrity. Some of you are here tonight and you're making no money. You're making very little money in your company. Some of you are making good money. You're making $50,000, $100,000 a year, maybe $200,000 or $300,000 a year. But you're still tiptoeing around. You still haven't gone all in. See, I think in your heart, you know you can do something really amazing. If you're willing to really go all in, to step into the leadership power that you know is within you, if you're willing to just take the step. And so when I met my mentor, and he taught me these things, he said, you're the leader. You are a leader when you decide to be. I said, you know what? No longer am I going to live over here. See, I always had a safety blanket. I can always go back to the land of mediocrity. See, I'd come over here and my friends would welcome me back. Come on, man, let's go out with me, let's go to the ball game. Common men love other common men because they justify each other's averages. Woohoo! There's no great line to be average anymore. So here's what made the difference. I said, for one last time, there's going to be no safety blanket. I'm going to divorce this old life that I've had, and I'm going to cross over this bridge to the land of freedom one last time, and I'm going to burn the damn bridge. Now, some of you tonight, you're being inside, you know, I'm going to burn the damn bridge. That's it. I'm living in freedom. Some of you are going to say that right now. But what's going to happen is it's going to be hard. And you can never look for the easy way. See, here's what I've done in many cases, being real open with you, is I want to figure out the easiest way to have the most success. What's the shortcut that I can take? How can I get away with not paying the price? My friends, you're going to have to pay the price, and you're going to have to pay the full price. There's no getting around it. Get excited about the price. See, I figured it. I learned this from my mentor. He's the hardest working guy I've ever met. He's always having fun. He's always excited. And so it's like, man, it's such a joy. So I decided, people ask me, hey, what do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? And I said, I was showing a presentation. Presenting my opportunity. That's what I was doing for fun. It's awesome. My number one goal anytime I get on stage, anytime I present to someone, is to have fun. And so in 9 years, I never get tired of doing what I'm doing because I'm always having a good time. And see, there's going to be things that come up. If I can prepare you for the obstacles, you can get through them. So one of the obstacles is that you're going to get rejected. And so you've got to get over your need that you have for acceptance from other people. You're going to have to give up that need. So many times people are concerned with their reputation. What are my friends going to think about me? Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, and your reputation will work itself out. Time will promote your exposure. So you got two choices. When you have the fear that grips you, when you get rejected, you get to choose. You're going to live in mediocrity or you're going to live in freedom. Which one are you guys going to choose? Freedom. Say it like you mean it. Freedom. See, here's another thing that's going to happen. You're going to have people let you down. You're going to have people quit on you. And you stop. We're going to go all the way. You're going to travel the world together, live on the beaches of the world, and they're going to quit on you. You're going to have people let you down. It may be your upline. It may be your crossline. It may be the company. People are going to let you down. You got to make a choice. You can live in mediocrity or freedom. What do you choose? You're going to have moments where you can't even see a path forward. You're questioning everything. You're questioning yourself. Maybe I'm not cut out for network marketing. Maybe I'm not someone who can ever do it. Some challenges come up. Half your group quits on you. You can't even see a way forward. And there's going to be times where you're just going to have to reach down in your heart and source faith, source confidence, source certainty. And you got to choose either mediocrity or freedom. What are you going to choose? Freedom. Okay, here's what we have to do, Aiden. I love this organization. I love this profession. This life that I have lived over the last full-time for about 18 years is unlike anything I have ever done in my life. And so we have got to stand up, my friends. We have got to stand up and refuse mediocrity. We've got to refuse.
That is dominant right there, by the way. That kid.
We got to refuse to sit in
Front row.
We got to stand up and march to freedom. We got to lock arms together. Stand up, Peter. Stand up. See, if you want to make this work, you're going to have to lock arms with some people. I don't even care, obviously, in your company. But I believe one thing is true. It's like your word says, united we stand, divided we fall. Say it after me. United we stand, divided we fall. So lock arms with someone. Lock arms. See what will make this work.
Wow. Talk to me about that. She wants to finish it up now.
Well, no, I mean, that's exactly, I thought about all
Nice
the
preparation for your speech.
Thank you so much. I know you mean that from the bottom of your heart.
Well, we got to get this camera right. Go get yourself in it. How do we do it?
All right. But here's what's so crazy about that. Have you heard everything that he said over and over again? We hear it every single day. So are you a chicken or are you an eagle? I mean, some days I'm a chicken. Some days I'm an eagle. But I want to be soaring, and really somebody couldn't hear what he was doing. And I love this chicken voice, because what was happening is every time he thought he had somebody, they were giving him excuses. How many's had people on their team that are constantly giving them excuses? I have people that tell me every month they're going to be at Super Saturday. They're not here. They always, oh gosh, I've scheduled something. Oh gosh, whatever. I'm trying to turn these chickens into eagles, and they don't want to be eagles. They don't want to be, and that is okay. Because some of those chickens, like myself, I used to sit in the back of the room. I decided I wanted to be a leader. We got a great chicken back there. Glenn raised his hand. But you know what? I slowly moved up because I decided I wanted to be a leader. So are you an eagle yourself? right? He talked about wanting, you know, who are you talking to? We all are looking for those 8 or 9 people. We don't think we got to talk to what? He got 1,200 rejections. And when I heard that story, because he told this similar information, is that, you know, he broke it all down. And it's right, you know, there was only 40 people that stayed and only 8 or 9 people that really built the business. So if you're talking to a small few, guess what? It's going to take a long time. All right. He said, have you made the decision or that you're not going to be a chicken anymore? How many people after listening to that wants to be an eagle, right? I want to be an eagle. I want to soar all the time. I want to be those leaders. So he talked about addition or multiplication, right? And this is why I've handed out this matrix. And it's also on Masters of Enrollment. And Denise shared this with us a few months ago, and it was so powerful to me. Because how many times you sit down with these people and they say, well, I want to make this much money. So how do I do that, right? Lock in arms. I'm going to help you. So this is just an easy matrix for you to use to say, okay, let's see how much income, and then let's build to that. This is only residual. So the, you know, the fast bonuses and the quick start bonuses, that's all the gravy. But this is what's going to get you your freedom. This is what's going to get you out of mediocrity. How many of you loved it when he said, stop being a try-baby? A try-baby. And, you know, some of us have done some personal development training, and I don't know about you, but I had to pay a lot of money to say that word. Every time one time I just said to myself, just shut up, because you have no more money to spend. But we say, you know, I'm going to try it. Well, to me now, not before, everybody would say try it. I'm like, yeah, me too, I'm going to try it. But now I realize what that means. Pretty much now I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show up because that's the way I'm looking at life. What part of the speech that Tom didn't get was Matt talking about when he was living in his car. Okay, before he decided mediocrity was not where he wanted to be. But he tells the story about parking in the church parking lot because he thought he wouldn't get mugged there for some reason. And it's raining and he's sitting in his car and all of a sudden he smells himself. And he's like, this ain't good. So he decides, well, it's raining. I'm just going to jump out and take a little shower.
Oh, no.
So he's running around the church parking lot naked. You know, soaping up and what have you, but then he couldn't get rinsed off, and so finally he goes over to the corner of the building, and the rain off is coming off the, you know, the gutters, and he's showering, and he's rinsing off, and he's like, really? Really, this is where I'm at, this is how far I've gone. And so while he did have corporate world, and he did have all these other things, there was a time when what Tom talks about is he had the desperation that he had to do something different. So are you looking for the 8 or 9, or are you just gonna get rejected by 1,200 people, right? I'm ready for this. I'm ready to do this. So what I loved is he talked about acting confident. So many of us, and I've done it, I've done some of my worst presentations, and walked away and thought, oh my gosh, I suck so bad, you know, but what it made me realize is I could do better, right? Never again, like what he said, never again is somebody going to walk out of the room and go sign up for anybody else, because who do they get when they sign up? They get us. And so are we leading them? Are we soaring? Are we an eagle? Or are we that chicken and we got just as many excuses as the person next to us, right? Are we allowing mediocrity? Is that what we're okay with? Or do we want to do something better? Okay. What I loved when he said, you know, when you team up with me, I go to work with you. How many times have we talked about that, right? And we lock arms together. We lock arms together. Here's what he says. So I'm going to read it. When you team up with me, I go to work with you. We lock arms together. If you are coachable and teachable, I'll make you unstoppable. If you lock arms with me, I will not let you fail. And that's a huge commitment. That's a huge commitment. When that's coming from your heart, that is huge. And how many of us are a little chicken about that? Because we haven't made the money. We haven't made the big money. We haven't done what Matt's done. We haven't gone where Matt's gone. But we're on the path. And so people like him, people like Tom, those guys, you know, it was funny because we were talking about the young people. We're a little cocky at the end. Some of these guys are making some big bucks, and they are just, you know, walking around saying some things. But here's the thing. I'm sure Matt was like that. I'm sure Tom was like, these guys that came in when they were in their teens, boy, they started seeing what they had. And then they had to get, you know, knocked down a little bit and get back to a little bit of vulnerability and a little, you know, get rid of some of that ego out there. So you are a leader when you say you are. Have we said that yet? Have we looked in the mirror and said, I'm going to be a leader. This is who I want to be. It was scary. It was scary when I said that to him. And I remember, oh my goodness, I want to be a leader. And so what does that look like? That, you know, what does that look like for you? Now there's, you know, I've heard this from the stage too. There's a lot of leaders in our company that might not be 4- and 5-star leaders that are up on stage, but you can see them bubbling up, right? You can see that leadership in them already because they're already being the person they need to be before they are the person up on stage. Are you burning the bridge? That is scary. Are we burning the bridge so that we, you know, you have to pay that price? I love what he said. You know, I never quit. I remember I was on a cruise. I was sitting with Dr. Wallach and Shar, and, you know, we're like, you know, she's been in the company since the very beginning. You know, you always say, oh, give me a nugget, you know, tell me what. And she just looked at me. She goes, never, ever, ever quit. So I don't have that in my DNA that I'm going to quit. The other thing he said that I just thought was so good was we are concerned with our reputation. Mm-hmm. How many people are a little nervous about saying, I'm a professional network marketer? But what happens is our character shows up. And then we start getting that reputation. So be that professional. You know, we hear it all the time because I've, you know, sat next to somebody just starts spilling their guts about their company and they don't even know a thing about me. They don't even know. I mean, I always say juicy juice, but it's the juice plus. I mean, somebody's come to, you know, I'd like to have lunch with you, and I show up and there's like 3 people sitting across the table from me. You know, and I'm like, oh, I just thought we were going to get to know each other. You know, and before the whole thing was over, I had interviewed all 3 of them. They didn't even know what I did. I knew all about their company, and I said, well, tell us about your company. I said, no, that's all right. I think you guys really love what you're doing, right? And I didn't need to share. I didn't need to do that. So we have 2 choices. When you have fear that grips you, you have the choice to continue with mediocrity or to have freedom. United we stand, divided we fall. Okay, everybody stand up and lock arms because together we're going to do this. All right. Okay, Tom, you lead. Together. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's lock arms. Let's do this.
Good, Marianne.
All right, I got 5 more minutes.
You're doing an unbelievably good job.
All right, you can kind of wind down.
No, you're good. No, I'm not capping you at all. I'm going to come back to you.
Okay, all right. So I got 5 minutes to talk to you about rapid fire. And what I wanted to share with you is there are all kinds of tools. There are third-party tools, there's professional, there's all kinds of tools out there. We've got some great ones. We got the YGY Builder, we've got the STAR School, the health evaluation. But here's what I want to let you know. It's got to be a tool that you love and that you want to use. It's got to be easy. It's got to be duplicatable. It's got to be something that your people are going to be able to benefit from, right? And so wherever that stands for you, whether it's the health evaluation, the YGY Builder, and what I'm going to show you is Rapid Funnel. And kind of how I got introduced to this is I was doing my coffee shop interviews, right? And I called a buddy of mine. I worked together with him for 20 years in my advertising and marketing business. And he said, are you still doing that thing? Still doing that thing? And I said, network marketing? goes, yeah, are you still doing it? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I have something you might want to take a look at. And what I've realized in longevity, we have so many places and so many tools and so many things that we want to share with people. But, you know, I would always be like, yeah, well, I'll send you an email and I'll get that done. I'll run home and what have you. So what I did with Kurt, he's a great buddy of mine. I've got this rapid funnel. We've got it customized for longevity. And we have over 65 resources there. And what is it? It's simple. You have your contact information. You talk to somebody and say, oh my gosh, I want you to listen to the greatest health lecture of all time. That's dead doctors don't lie, by the way. However, a lot of people don't know who dead doctors don't lie. You know, if you're talking to somebody older, they're like, oh yeah, I had that tape. But if you're talking to a younger person, a lot of them have no idea who that is. But who wouldn't want to hear the greatest health lectures of all time? And so you can just use it, you know, the contacts in there, you connect to the resource, whatever it is. It could be the health evaluation, you know, whatever it is, whatever tool you're sending them, and you click on that, and you're like, I'm talking to Ronnie right now, and I say, you know, here's a great video. I'd love for you know, here's something of how compensation works. We've got a link for brilliant compensation in there. We've got the university in there. And so what it gives you is all these resources right at your fingertips. I have sent things to people, and by the time I've got to the office, I get a text message and saying, they just watched this video. So you start knowing who's engaged. Similar to like the, you know, the YGY builder, right? You get information, you know people are engaged. How many people give somebody a CD and walk away and you never know if they heard the dang thing? And so this way, it actually gives you a point system on the, like how many engagements you've had and how many people have clicked on the links. So people kind of bubble up in your contacts and they start having the points in, which is similar to what you guys do, right? When people are engaged and you start seeing that, you know, they go from a 5 to a 25, well, that means they might have seen a video. So scoot that up just a little bit. So you can go here and watch a video on how it works out. It's a 30-day free trial. You know, it's a buddy of mine that developed an app that I think is a great little app. And what I love about it, it's duplicatable. It's at your fingertips. I think it's like $14.95 a month. Scoot up just a little more, or down or whatever. Oh. Yeah, that's okay. So there's actually, you have a free version, which you can have that forever, and there's like 5 resources in there. And then if you upgrade, then you get the unlimited resources for $14.95. So any questions or any? Yeah.
So Marianne, how many types of resource? I mean, are we talking hundreds? Are we talking?
Right now there's 65 in there.
65.
Yeah, there's 65. Now 5 of them are connected to the STAR system, the health evaluation side of it. So you have to have that if you don't have that. And there's a link in there if you want to get that. And there's also a link in there if you want to get contact mapping. And we're working on, having contact mapping, you know, like where you bring your contacts in. So it'll, you know, in your interviews and all that kind of stuff. But we have health prospecting tools, we have product lines. So we have separate lines of all these different products. Your most favorite product that you like to talk to people about, 90 for health or 90 for life. Business prospecting. So we have a video that's if you haven't ever seen that Brilliant Compensation with Tim Sales, whom I actually saw at GoPro, he's awesome. And then we also have new distributor training. So right in there, like I just met with a lady yesterday, and I could just send them right then the link to the university, and they can start doing their training. And we have it separated, so if somebody says, well, I'm not sure how to do the inviting, well, you just pull it up and go, look, here, watch this video again. This is in the university, but it's about inviting or about finding your why or why you're doing it. So it's just a great tool. And I also have, like I said, I've got other tools in there that you can look at. It might be something that you want to participate in too. But, you know, here's what my thing is. If it's too complicated, I'm not going to do it. And if it's too complicated, you're not going to do it. So it's got to be simple. It's got to be something that you can use. And that's what I love about contact mapping. Why do I go with that? Oh, right. We do have drip campaigns. So if you have someone that you want to put into a campaign about health or a campaign about business, then it'll send them a campaign like every, I don't know, 2 or 3 days or whatever, you know, it goes on for like a couple So we are putting more campaigns. We're gonna have some more, but it's all done. Like you don't have to do anything. It's all done in there. All right?
All company approved resources.
Yeah, all the resources that are in there are from the company. So they're all company. There's company links, company videos, company resources. There's a few third party about business building, but like Tim Sales, talking about compensation and how residual income works, but that kind of stuff. What else? Because James is a sword. He uses this thing like a sword with people, and I love that. So I want to thank you guys all for letting me talk today. We're going to bring Paul out of the green room. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, close this up. All right, guys, thanks so much. I don't have to.
No.
No.
So Matt Morris is at World Ventures, which I think is pretty cool. It's a travel company, travel MLM. The guy that you saw with that was his mentor there, that was the owner of World Ventures. That committed to his guy that he's sitting there so proud as like a dad watching his star pupil give his speech.
He was videoing it.
Yeah.
He was videoing it.
That's really cool for me. Another thing that was really cool for me is seeing little Dominic Ciani in the front row. Yeah, in front of that, my little stepson. And he sat in the front row for as much, he was there, James was there, Marianne was there, Adrian was there, Denise was there. One thing you noticed about that ANMP speech was how few people were clapping because it was that small a crowd. So you've got $80 million earners. I'll take that back. I'm not going to state their income. 80 unbelievably successful people in that room and virtually nobody else. If you get a chance next year to go to that, go. Your upline's going to say, oh no, we do all the training. We teach you everything we can teach you at Longevity. We're the greatest at Longevity. You don't need any outside training. I'll go do all that training and I'll bring it back to you. That's hogwash. That's all it is hogwash. That's a scarcity mentality. If you can get there, James, come in and sit down. By the way, Steve Wallach was sitting right next to me the entire time, doing the same thing that Wayne Nugent was doing for Matt Morris. Hugging everybody, loving everybody, watching it from the front row. Never think you're the best. Never think you can't do more. Never think that you can't learn more. You guys got that at Sci Seminars. I mean, you learned it there, didn't you, Joel and Nikki? Yeah. There is so much out there if you'll just let God in. Go.
I just wanted to say there was 10 people per very successful leader there. So that's the crowd. So 10 people per very.
Wow.
So
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Like 800 people there. So
Larry
80
Thompson.
of them were the leaders.
This guy that was around when Herbalife was there. He's made $100 million in network marketing in his career. A guy named Jeff Roberti sitting right next to him made $50 million in his career. Icons in the business, sitting in the front row the entire time, taking notes the entire time. Who wasn't there was all the people not making $100 million or $50 million. Those people all had a story about going that maybe their company told them, maybe their upline told them. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want to get to the top of the mountain, follow the people that have been to the top of the mountain. It's kind of logical. And the people that are saying, oh, don't go to that, because why would they say that to you? Why would they say that to you? That would be like me. You told me that just a minute ago that you'd been listening to GoPro in the car from Sheridan over to Laramie. Is that what you said? Okay, I'm a very good listener, aren't I? At the end of the day, a lot of leaders would say, why? Why didn't you just listen to me? I know everything that guy knows. I don't believe that's true. I believe that if you become like this, just kamikaze, for want of a terrible term, if you just become this possessed person on learning how to do this from everybody, you're going to get so good at this. You're going to learn what not to do and what to do, and you're going to be better as a result of it. It's that simple. So the next speaker, I'm a little jealous of. I'm jealous of his education. I'm jealous of his great faith. I'm jealous of the way that he dresses all the time and the way he carries himself. I'm jealous, especially of his weight loss, which I don't comment on because I'm afraid he's going to comment on my weight gain. And I love him. And he has really, really blessed us because he's got it going. He built an unbelievable career in the recreational center architecture business and became like one of the top guys in the country. He travels around constantly trying to learn. One of his things on his bucket list that he's going to talk about is Frank Lloyd Wright and actually going to the physical homes that Frank Lloyd Wright built around the world because he's so obsessed with that. He went to wherever Greek is. Greece. That would be Greece. Thank you. So back to terra firma. And at the end of the day, he went there to learn and see the architecture. This guy is a student. So then he decided to shift careers and become a student of network marketing and a protege to Scott Fardulas. And he has done an unbelievably magical job of that. But what I love is I saw something last week where he integrated his passion of architecture, his passion of perfection, his passion of photography, his passion for network marketing, his passion for his wife, his passion for his future, his passion for his dreams, all into one. With that, Steve Blackburn.
Hey, everybody.